So you've probably seen a lot of videos telling you all the great things about Arizona, all of our sunshine, our beautiful landscaping, all the amazing places to go and see and all the things to do. But have you seen videos about reasons you should not move to Arizona? Yes, you probably have, but here's another one for you. So in this video, we're going to be covering 10 reasons not to move to Arizona. We have a ton to cover in this video, so let's do this. If you want to know everything there is to know about moving to and living in Arizona, or reasons not to live in Arizona, then go ahead and subscribe and click that bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about what is happening here in the Phoenix market and what living here in Arizona is like. I'm Samantha, a local real estate agent, and my team and I help people every single day, just like you, make their move to beautiful sunny Arizona, or sometimes help them decide not to make the move here if Arizona is not right for them. We absolutely love what we do. So if you have any questions, if you're trying to decide is Arizona right for you, if you want to make the move, whatever it is, go ahead and reach out. You can call, text, email, hop on a Zoom call with us. We'd love to chat with you, answer any questions that you have. All the information is linked below so that you can connect with us. So go ahead and reach out, whether you're moving in 9 days or 9 months. We are here and happy to help you make that smooth move, or hope you decide not to make that move. So like I said, there's a lot of great things about Arizona, but there's a lot of things that are not great, like the heat and the sun, and there's pokey plants like Cactus. Like, there are reasons not to live in Arizona. We have 10 of them that we are going to go ahead and cover. I'm either go back inside or find somewhere a little bit shadier because I am melting. It's like 100 degrees, which is probably going to be on my list of reasons. So let's go ahead and start this list. Okay, reason number one, the water situation. This is something that has been on local and national news. Now, Arizona gets its water from the Salt, Verde, and Colorado rivers, as well as aquifers and underground water collection, as well as things like the Salt River Project. Now, the levels are lower than normal, and that's because we're continuing to grow. More people moving here, more people using the resources, and the water means that there are going to be lower levels. Arizona is a bit of a newer state. A lot of our infrastructure, our water collection, treatment, and recycling has been built newer and is very effective. We don't currently have a shortage right now of water. There are a lot of politics in play, but we don't have a shortage of the water itself. But we do need to be very mindful of how we as Arizona locals and residents move forward, as well as our leaders, and we're all going to have to collectively make wise decisions for the foreseeable future to ensure that we don't get in a situation where there is shortage. Like I mentioned, there are a lot of politics going on. A lot of the scary stuff that you may hear on the news about the water shortage is related to politics, not an actual shortage of the water itself. We are going to be doing another video fully in depth of all the water and what's going on, so definitely check that out when it is up. Once it is up, we'll link it below for you guys. So if you want to know what's happening with the water, a lot of it's due to actual politics instead of not enough water. Number two is cost of living. Now, about 5 or 10 years ago, Arizona was undervalued and a very affordable place to live. Those days are long gone, and it doesn't look like they're coming back anytime soon. In the past 5 to 10 years, our cost of living and housing has drastically gone up. Now, we are still more affordable than, California or places on the East Coast, even some places in the Pacific Northwest, but compared to what the affordability in housing looked like 10 years ago, things have gone up so much here in Arizona. Less supply and more demand means higher housing prices, and home prices have doubled in the past several years. And now, like I said, we are a lot more affordable than other areas of the country, but it's still way higher than what we're used to here in Arizona. Reason number three is cactus or cacti, if you're talking about multiple of them, but they are everywhere here. We are a desert. Arizona's a desert, and there's going to be cactus everywhere you go. Now, depending on who you are, this may be a deal breaker. If you've got things like really small kids or pets, whether kids or pets, they can be both very curious and try to go up and, hug it, touch it, lick it, put their nose in it, whatever you want. Watch your kids around cactus. There's a lot of different varieties, some sharper than others and some more difficult to get out of the skin if you do get stuck on a cactus. So just be very aware and mindful of that. Now, we are a desert, like I said, that's part of living here. Eventually you can get used to it. Myself and lots of other locals who have been here a long time are very used to it. That's part of life. You just watch out. Now, cactus can be very sharp, and some of the spikes can be very long. They can puncture things like shoes, soccer balls, bike tires, your hand if you try to touch it. So just be very careful once you live here a while and get used to it. It's just kind of like anything else. So just don't go poking them on purpose. Number four, this always comes up as a con in every single video we do about it, is the heat. Now, some people prefer the heat over the humidity. It is a dry heat here, but it is still very hot. Our summers get up to anywhere between 110 and 120 for several months at a time. It is very hot. It's like walking out into an oven. Now, I myself am very thankful it's not humid. I don't like the humidity. I'll take dry heat over humidity any day, but a lot of people don't want it this hot. Now, you do get to avoid brutal winters. Here in the Phoenix metro area, it doesn't snow. If you want snow, you can go farther north a couple of hours up to Prescott or Flagstaff if you'd like to see the snow for a day or two. So you don't have to do with terrible winters. Our winters are gorgeous and sunny. It's in the 60s and 70s. Like, it's the dream winter for sure, but the brutal summers go hand in hand with that. The summers can be very long and very brutal if you're not used to it, and getting used to it usually takes a couple of years. Heat stroke and dehydration are very real things here, especially if you're not used to this climate. So your first summer or two here, try to stay indoors, stay in the AC, drink a whole lot of water, stay hydrated, and just be very mindful when you're gonna be out in the heat. All right, number 5 is the desert critters. Everyone is always one of the first questions I get asked is, do you have scorpions in your house? Do you have tarantulas in your house? So things like scorpions, tarantulas, Gila monsters, certain types of spiders and stuff like that. Yes, they come with the desert. You may see them in the desert if you're out hiking or on trails or off-roading or something like that. They are going to be out there in the desert. Very rarely are you going to see them in your home. Now, if you live out in the open desert, if you live close to a mountain or a new construction area, you may start to see them a little bit around your house. Again, very rarely do you see them in your home. Us as locals, we are very used to them, and we've got extermination companies to handle every single one of those critters. So we don't really worry about it that much because our extermination companies handle that. And if you're in the main metro areas, they're not that much of an issue to begin with. So if you're not a fan of scorpions, I'm not a fan of scorpions. My neighbor told me one day that they saw a scorpion at their house. I was like, heck no, I refuse to have scorpions in my house. So I just called my exterminator company, told them my neighbor saw a scorpion and that I never wanted to see one in or near my property. They do scorpion treatment and prevention. I've never seen a scorpion. So we're good. Like I said, the companies here know how to handle it. They are built for it. So be mindful if you're going to be out hiking or in the desert or off-roading, something like that. Just watch where you step. But in your home, you should be okay as long as your exterminator is handling it. Number 6, public transportation. Our public transportation sucks. Like, I can't think of a nicer way to say it. So Phoenix and, all of Arizona for the most part, all the cities and areas here are very spread out. Unfortunately, it is not super walkable. Getting anywhere without a car is very difficult here, and our public transportation is not great. We've got a bus system, but it's not efficient. We have a light rail system that eventually might be great, but right now it's not, and it doesn't cover that much of the city. So if you are planning on moving here, something to be aware of is that our public transportation system is not that great, and having a car is pretty mandatory. You're gonna have to drive, and it's gonna be a lot of highways and surface streets. And with those highways comes terrible drivers. Our highways, people drive crazy. Like, people take the speed limit as a recommendation here. People drive very fast, very recklessly. We are known for our bad drivers, and all of that just kind of escalates when we have our snowbird season in the winters. Everyone comes from out of town. They're not used to how we drive. We're not used to how they drive. It's a whole mess. So just be aware, if you are gonna move here, you're gonna have to drive, and just be very cautious because, I'm sorry in advance, we're all really bad drivers here. Number 7 is flash floods. Now, flash floods are very different than regular flooding. Regular flooding, it kind of slowly creeps up, it starts to go into your home. Flash floods are not like that. You could be driving through a canal or a wash, a dry riverbed, something like that, and all of a sudden, with these storms that we'll occasionally get during monsoon season, you just get this wall of water coming off the mountain from that rain towards you. And a lot of times when there is flash flooding, cars will get stuck in those flash floods or even washed away. So when you are going to be driving, if there is storms or flash flooding in the area, just be very aware. If you see one of those big dips or those washes that is filled with water, don't be the idiot that thinks they can get their car through it, because they always get stuck and then everyone gets stuck behind them and it's a whole ordeal. So that is a reason you may not want to move here or even be driving here in the weather. Number 8 is that there's a lot more people here than there used to be. Phoenix and all the metro areas here in Arizona have really exploded in the past 10 years. There's a lot more people, a lot more growth, which is great in so many ways, but there is a lot more traffic, there's a lot more people, it's a lot busier, and there is construction everywhere you go here. We are building like crazy, growing like crazy, which is incredible for the economy. But there's a whole lot of construction, which just makes traffic that much worse. So I live up in North Phoenix. There is a giant software chip factory going in, as well as several other big businesses that are building warehouses, companies, call centers out here. So it's great because my home value is going way up, and there's going to be amazing communities and everything out here. But it has been like construction city for the last year, and it doesn't look like it's going to let up anytime soon. So things are always blocked off. There's always like merged down to 1 lane instead of 3. And so there's a whole lot of construction and growth going on here, which can be good, but it also can be frustrating in some ways. All right, reason number 8, 9? All right, I lost track. The next reason to potentially not move to Arizona is going to be pools and the cost, care, and maintenance that is involved with owning a pool. Now, homes here, about 50% of the homes, especially in the Phoenix metro area, have pools because of these crazy brutal summers. It's really nice to actually have something to do in the summer in a pool. Gives you something to do, get outdoors, stay cool, and everything like that. But there's a lot of maintenance and cost required with keeping a pool and upkeep and everything like that. Now, some people don't want to deal with the headache of cleaning a pool. You don't have to winterproof them here, which is great. And if you have a heated pool, you can use it all year round here as well. We actually use our pool starting in the spring all the way through the summer, sometimes into the fall. So you can use it probably from May to August, September even. Sometimes people do it in October. So you can use the pool a lot of the year, but not a lot of people want to clean and maintain them. Now, there's a couple things you can do to avoid this. Number one, there's a lot of companies who will take care of your pool for you. Yes, you have to pay them, but you don't have to balance the chemicals and do all the work and cleaning and everything yourself. You can cover your pool up if you want, or have a community pool instead. Just don't have a pool. There are tons of neighborhoods here that have community pools and community HOAs. Part of the HOA fee goes towards maintaining that pool. So you've got a community pool that you can use whenever you want, but it's not yours. You don't have to maintain or care for anything like that. So that's an easy workaround. Workaround number 2, just don't have a pool, period. There you go. Have a friend or family member who has a pool. Then you can go use it, but you don't have to pay for it or take care of it. Reason number 10 is our communities and homes are boring. That's not a better way to say that. It's very cookie cutter and a lot of the same here. A lot of our communities, neighborhoods, they look a lot alike. It's a lot of browns and desert colors. It's these stucco homes with the shingle or tile roofs and stuff like that. And so a lot of people who don't want that basic Arizona cookie cutter looking home, sometimes they don't like the way these neighborhoods and homes look and feel. Now, we do have neighborhoods, homes, and communities that are a little bit more unique and have different styles and stuff, but for the most part, the majority of the homes here are that kind of standard cookie cutter look. Like I said, a lot of browns, stucco, desert landscaping. So if you're wanting something really unique or green or lush, Arizona just may not be the right fit for you. All right, so that is it. That is our list of the top 10 reasons that you may not want to move to Arizona. So hopefully this gave you a little bit of insight to whether or not Arizona is going to be the right fit for you. If you still have questions or want to decide if you want to make the move to Arizona or not, reach out. We'd love to answer your questions, talk a little bit more, give you any more information that you need to make a decision about whether or not Arizona is going to be the right fit for you. And I'd love to hear from you. If you have visited or if you live in Arizona, what would be on your list? Is there anything that I missed? Reasons that you would not recommend people living in Arizona? Definitely let me know in the comments below. Hope this video helped, and until next time, we'll see you soon.